everyone. Long time no see. I know I've been so horrible about all these updates and everything. I think my last update was week 29 of my pregnancy, and since then, a lot has happened. I've actually had the babies already. We're home. They are actually a month old now, so I do apologize for not many updates at all since then. But basically what happened was I was pretty busy throughout the pregnancy and not feeling that great. And then we had gotten our new van and went to dinner with our family for to celebrate a birthday. And when we came out from dinner, our van had been broken into. Our brand new van had been broken into. Someone stole my purse, and it had everything in it, including my camera that I vlogged with, including my, personal planner, my sonogram pictures, just a few of them, which sucks because I had a lot of pictures on my camera as well that I held dear to my heart, and I've lost them because someone decided to break in and steal my stuff. They also used my credit card to purchase some items at our local Walmart, and long story short, they know who did it. They're looking for the person, and but I haven't heard anything about if they've caught them or anything like that thus far. And that happened April 1st, and so today is what is today? June 10th, I believe. Let's see here. My days are getting very confusing because I'm home all the time with the twins now, and so it's every day. For some reason I thought today was a Monday and it's totally a Friday. It's the 12th, so June 12th is today. So I wanted to kind of give you an update of what happened between my 30th week of pregnancy and then through my 36th week of pregnancy, because that is when I ended up having the twins, was in my 36th week. So when I told you about my 29th week, I was explaining that I was having some acid reflux and it was a little hard to move around. Well, all of that became even more intense. My acid reflux was really bad. It got to the point where I had to take Zantac twice a day. There was things that I would eat, and it really didn't matter what I ate. I tried eating healthier and I tried, eating bland things, but it really didn't matter. I had acid reflux no matter what. Like, even drinking water all day long, it would burn my throat. So I did have to start taking Zantac twice a day during that, third trimester. And then the moving around got more difficult because I did end up getting a lot of swelling in my legs. Only in my legs, though. Oh, excuse me while I adjust myself. Only in my legs, though. It was like waist down was totally swollen. My feet were swollen. I did end up getting some prescription compression socks, which helped out a little bit, but towards the end they weren't helping at all. There was just no way to get rid of the swelling. I did work up until my 35th week, which at that point I decided to take my 2 weeks vacation from work. And I only ended up getting to use 1 week of vacation to kind of, get things done before they had come. So, let me think, what else? I had originally, been seeing my doctor about once every 2 weeks. And then it went to, once a month. And then we actually went back to twice a week in my third trimester. And then we also ended up seeing him once a week for several weeks, only because I don't remember which week it was, but towards the end of my pregnancy, around between the 36th week, they found out that Carter, the boy, was not growing, as well as his sister, and they were afraid that he was dealing with something called growth restriction, and which growth restriction can occur for many reasons. A lot of times it's because there might be issues with your placenta. They're not getting the nutrients. Might be some blood flow issues, and they checked me for all that and nothing was wrong. So they just kind of chalked it up as being he just maybe just was growing slower, but they did want to monitor it more because in case if you have a child with growth restriction, basically, and they're not getting any better, a lot of times they will go ahead and induce you or go ahead and take the baby, because the baby will thrive better outside in the real world than they do inside your stomach. So they did want to monitor me for that. I also went to a specialist who also verified the growth restriction, and they actually said he didn't really have one. Not the typical definition of growth restriction, but he was on the small side, so they did want to monitor that as well. So I've seen the specialist a couple times. But at my OBGYN, I was going every week to do what's called an ST, which is like a stress test. And they couldn't do the stress test like a typical doctor's office could do, like when they put the monitor on you and they monitor you for like 45 minutes to an hour just to make sure the heartbeats are okay and all that jazz. Because I had twins, they didn't have the equipment to do that. So basically what I was doing every week is I was going in and having an ultrasound done, and they were watching them for about an hour, and we would watch them move, we'd watch them practice breathing. They would want to see some type of flexation, like them opening and closing their hands, moving their fingers, or maybe straightening out their leg and bending it back. So, and every week both of the babies passed the flying colors. There wasn't an issue with that. I didn't have any more issues with the amniotic fluid or anything like that. The second time I went to my specialist, which was week 35, was when I went back to the specialist. They did say that I needed to go ahead. I'm sorry, it was the end of week 35. Yeah. And they said I needed to go ahead and probably schedule a C-section for, the following week sometime. So I did contact my OBGYN and explained what the specialist thought, because they said Carter was only like probably 4 pounds and some odd ounces, as where Ryan was weighing in the upper 5 pound range. And so they were a little concerned, so they wanted to go ahead and induce me and take the babies at around 38 weeks. Well, I had scheduled the C-section, and they actually came a week sooner than I was supposed to have them. But that's okay. They came out on their own. Basically my water broke, so I had to go in and have it done. So, yeah, so that's basically everything that has happened. I did have my baby shower. My best friend held it for me and or hosted it with a couple other friends and family members, and they did an amazing job. Went over the top. I'll try to include some pictures at the end of this for you. And we got a lot of things that we really needed. We got a lot more clothes, and then but we did get a lot of stuff that was on the registry, which I was very thankful for, because I know sometimes people don't get things that are on your registry. They just kind of go out and get things. But we did get things on our registry, which was awesome. Let's see here. I'm just looking at my notes because there's so much that went on. I just want to make sure I give you all the information. I did gain a lot of weight in the third trimester. I think last time I had, the 29th week range, I was probably in the 150s if I remember correctly. And, that wasn't too much over what my pre-pregnancy weight was. I was about 140 or so. I'm sorry. Oh, Ryan's back here sleeping behind me and she's moving around. So by the time I went in for my C-section, I was at 187. So I did gain a lot of weight within a short period of time. Thankfully, I did not get any stretch marks. I was very blessed, and I don't know if it was just the stuff that I was using throughout the pregnancy that helped. The things I were using were coconut oil, cocoa butter. I ended up, during the last part of my pregnancy, like third trimester, I ended up getting something called bio oil, and it smells really good. It smells better than the coconut oil, and it's moisturizing, but it's not as greasy, I guess, and it dries pretty quickly, so you can put your clothes on and you can, put it on as many times as you want. And as where the coconut oil, I basically just put on at nighttime and then put some old clothes on, and so not to ruin any nice clothes. So I did use the bio oil, and I still do use the bio oil even now, even after pregnancy, just to help with some discoloration of my stomach where the C-section was, and to help everything kind of tighten and tone. So that was great. I didn't have any stretch marks. I honestly did not have any contractions or Braxton Hicks or anything like that throughout my pregnancy, even towards the end. Again, the only complications or symptoms or discomforts that I had was walking around with swollen legs, and then just being so big, hard to move around and things. So yeah, I think that's about it. They were born on May 8th, 2015, and even though the specialist said that Carter was small, he was actually bigger than what they thought, which I'm happy about. So he was 5'2", and Ryan was 5'7", and they came out screaming and crying, and and it was just amazing. We did have to spend some time in the hospital. Ryan had some issues with eating, which I'll go into when I do my birth video. So yeah, but as far as, the last end of my pregnancy, everything went smooth sailing. I was very surprised and very grateful. My husband was so supportive. Like, he was doing a lot of the housework. I was sleeping a lot, and then I really needed that rest from work. I did end up working half days at work for a little while. I think I did that for about a month because of the swelling in my legs and sitting down at a desk all day. And even though I was getting up and I was moving around and stuff, I still had a lot of swelling. Propping my feet up didn't help either. At nighttime, I would prop my feet up on like a stack of pillows, and it didn't help. But that only occurred the last month or so of my pregnancy, so I know a lot of people deal with that early on in their pregnancies. So yeah, I think that's about it. I have been keeping up with a lot of people on YouTube. Might not have been commenting or anything, but I have watched several videos, and I know a lot of people who started the journey with me are in the process of either already had their baby or babies, or they're getting ready to have them. So I'm very excited to see all the updates on that. And but I will definitely be doing another video about the birth, and I'll throw some pictures in and some videos of the babies. But yeah, we're doing great. They just had their 1 month checkup and are doing great as well. Sleep deprivation, that just happens. But all in all, everything's great. I love it. I love being a mom. I love staying at home with them. You would think your day would go by slow, and it doesn't. It goes by fast. So yeah, we're doing good. So anyway, if you have any questions or anything about my last trimester, feel free to ask me. I'm sure I might have forgotten a few things, but I basically have given you the gist of what I remember and what my main issues were. But yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I will hopefully get the birth video up within the next few days for you. But I did want to get on here really quick and do a quick update on my last few weeks of pregnancy, since I did slack on that. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.